going on there, guys? We back with another one, and we got to talk about some of the criticism Deion Sanders has been getting. Now, we saw them lose that lead to arguably the worst team in the Pac-12 last week, and I think it's their bye week this week, so they'll get some time off to do some soul searching and continue to build on a program that's already, right, this year has been a success. They've won 4 games, so can't really say anything too bad about this team. I mean, when they lose, it's clear why they lose. They don't have the dogs yet. But some are criticizing him for, they're trying to say he's over highlighting Shedeur, people like Jason Whitlock, and saying that they don't mind it if Travis Hunter wears himself out by playing both sides of the ball. And I do agree. Travis Hunter is going to have to choose a side of the ball before he jeopardizes his future. But, you know, you can bring him out at specific times of the game, right? But he can't be out there just playing both sides of the ball all game at a high major level. It's not going to work, not going to happen, and it's not conducive to his well-being. But Shannon Sharpe has something to say. We're going to check out everything as far as Shannon Sharpe, Stephen A. Smith, and Jason Whitlock's criticism of Coach Prime and those guys. Let's check it out.
The fact of the matter is Colorado came into this game 13-point favorites, okay, and got outscored by a 13-point underdog, 46-14 in the second half after being up 29-0. They're now 1-3 in the Pac-12. Their defense has allowed the second most yards per game at 473.7, Shannon, and the 7th most points per game at 35.9 in all of the entire FBS. I believe that Deion Sanders is a coach. I think he's a hell of a coach. He needs some dogs, as he told us. He's about 7 or 8 dogs away, but here's the problem. The players got caught up in the shine their coach generated. And I'm calling out his son, Shedeur Sanders, who I love and I think has star written all over him. But whether it was you or by accident, it was somebody on your social media team, you cannot have something being posted at halftime of a damn game. Tom Brady and your dad already joked with you about what you were driving around with and how you needed to be in the film room. Well, guess what? It is no longer a laughing matter. Y'all are getting your ass kicked. Show up, stand up, because your daddy, and to the players on that squad, your coach is as much bravado as he had, as much swag as he had. He was the best on the planet. Week in and week out, you knew primetime Deion Sanders was the best probably ever. Y'all ain't on that level. Stop acting like it and show up on the damn field and do what the hell you're supposed to do instead of getting your ass kicked on national television. Somebody got to say it.
Put yourself on the map that night.
Ocho. And I'm probably going to catch some flack from there.
Don't do it. Think about it first before you say it.
I am.
Think about it first.
That's discipline. Penalties are discipline.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I know what coach says publicly, and I know what he says privately because I've had this conversation with him. We went to the hall together in 2011.
Yes, sir.
Me and that man talked up until probably he got to Colorado. We would talk sometimes 2-3 times a week. Mm-hmm. So I know what he's trying to get done. But right now, Colorado is a very undisciplined football team, and it's hard to overcome those type of mistakes. It's hard. You've got to get out of your own way. And right now, they're not getting out of their own way.
Right.
And that's frustrating. 29 points?
Right.
Forget the defense. I don't care about the defense because guess what? When they score 7, guess what? They kick the ball off to you. You can go back down the field and score also. But they've got to do a better job. They've got to fix that. And coach Prime get up after every press conference and he say penalties. Now, something is getting lost in translation. Either the message that you're getting is not being received, or how you're delivering the message isn't being received. But there's a disconnect somewhere because you can't keep having double-digit penalties.
So the Deion groupies got their marching orders from Coach Prime. Criticized the team. These are authorized hits. Deion has told them criticize my team because Deion is trying to coach his team through the media. And this is part of my problem with Deion. He's allowed in all of this outside noise. Everybody in corporate media has been to the Colorado sidelines, the Colorado locker room, their practice facilities. He's invited from Joy Taylor and Shady McCoy to Skip Bayless to Shannon Sharpe to Michael Irvin to Stephen A. Smith to Molly Karen. Everybody come to Colorado football games, come caravan with Deion and spend some time with Deion. And all of that is a message to the players that all of these outside voices, they really matter. Prime is catering things to them. Prime wants us to listen to them. And you're wondering why it's the most undisciplined team in all of college football? They rank 133 out of 133 FBS football teams in terms of penalties. It's all the outside noise. And now Deion thinks, I'm going to have Stephen A. criticize my son and criticize the team on TV. Deion co-signed this stuff. He put out a tweet. He said, Stephen A. Smith's criticism is accurate. Now let's move on. He's pointing his players to the outside voices. This is coaching insanity. This is coaching malpractice. He's elevating all the outside noise and voices, and he's wondering why the message isn't getting through to his team and why he's got the most undisciplined team in college football. It's right here in front of your face.
So that's interesting. Jason Whitlock's take is that Deion Sanders orchestrated this whole thing with Stephen A. criticizing Shedeur on TV to rally the team. I don't really subscribe to that. I feel like this is how they really feel, and Colorado needed to be scolded by the media after that performance, and a lot of it has to do with Coach Prime saying that Shedeur puts on his cape. He keeps saying that, these guys on the team act like they're just waiting for Shedeur to put on his cape and save them. I didn't like that comment from Coach Prime, to be honest with you, because that's you don't do that, especially when the kid's your son. You don't do that, because that reeks of daddy ball to me. But also Shedeur waving his watch and all of this type of stuff, and you got all these YouTube shows. When teams beat you, as loud as the praise and the coverage is, the media can't wait to turn their back on you. That's what they do. They build you up to knock you down. And I feel like Coach Prime is learning some things on the fly. I feel like all these Colorado players that's in it, they're learning some things on the fly. I think Travis Hunter knows now that he has to choose one side of the ball. People feel like he's a better receiver than cornerback for the next level, but they feel like cornerback-wise he can make a lot more money. So we're going to have to see how that goes. What side of the ball is he going to choose, and what side right now can help Colorado? Will Cormani McClain and those guys I don't like to say the light switch turn on, but will he acclimate himself to this game where he can play heavy minutes and take some of that pressure off, man? Because Travis Hunter, they keep talking about how he's the most electric player on both sides of the football in college football, but that's not a good thing. He's also a human being, and people need to remember that, and that's going to be tough to do. Him getting burned and all that, and it can have a cumulative effect, right? It's not that he has to get hurt tomorrow, he has to get hurt next week, or not even, this, not this month. You know what I'm saying? It could be during the bowl game or something. All this stuff has a cumulative effect, and you don't want to run him into the ground on both sides of the ball. But I think Jason Whitlock's criticism is inaccurate. I really feel like that's how Stephen A. Smith feels. I don't think he called him and said, Stephen A., criticize my son on first take. Then Stephen A. went on there and did it, and then he came with his tweet as a planned thing. I think he just had to say that. And then you saw what Shay said. He said those penalties are a discipline thing and pointed that back to Coach Prime. So his boys are saying stuff that's unpopular, and they have that type of relationship with Prime, especially Shannon Sharpe. I know they're straight shooters with each other. Their relationship came off like that when Shannon went to interview him in Boulder. You know, their relationship came off just like that. That they're real friends, you know, and they talk. He, like Shannon said, he would talk to him 3 times a week before he went to Boulder or whatever. So, you know, he's very familiar with what Coach Prime is trying to do up there. So I don't know, man. I don't agree with what Jason Whitlock had to say, but let me know what you guys think in the comments about all this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.